We have another hot and controversial topic in the WNBA that's been making waves, and this time it involves one of the most respected voices in women's basketball, Nancy Lieberman. She did not hold back when commenting on Chennedy Carter's hard foul on Caitlin Clark. For those who don't know, this foul sparked a major discussion in the sports world. Lieberman was very clear in expressing her frustration, saying that if she were in Clark's place, she would have reacted against Carter. This shows how Carter's foul was seen as an unnecessary and somewhat provocative aggression, but Nancy's indignation didn't stop there. She also criticized Clark's teammates for not defending her after the foul. In her words, Nancy compared Clark's situation to stars like Gretzky and Jordan, who always had protection from their teams. "Where were Clark's teammates at that moment?" questioned Nancy, highlighting the importance of unity and defense within a team. Additionally, Nancy made an interesting comparison between Clark and LeBron James, emphasizing Clark's importance for the growth of the WNBA. For Nancy, Clark is a fundamental piece for the league's visibility and funding. She even mentioned future improvements like charter flights, which have become more viable thanks to the impact Clark has brought to the league. The possibility of chartering flights for all teams. Currently, most league teams travel on commercial flights, with exceptions for specific situations like consecutive games, the Commissioner's Cup Final, and the playoffs. However, with increased interest and revenue, this reality might be about to change. Recently, Christine Brennan reported that the WNBA is in discussions to start chartering flights for all 12 teams as soon as possible this regular season. Shortly after this report, WNBA Commissioner Kathy Engelbert confirmed the news, stating that charter flights will become the norm as soon as it is logistically possible. The Indiana Fever has already made a charter flight. Look at the images from their first one.
Hey, gang. What up?
But what is driving this change? The growth and increased interest in the league. And we can't ignore Caitlin Clark's significant contribution to this. The former Iowa star, now the first overall pick of the Indiana Fever, has brought an unprecedented level of attention to the WNBA. An example of this was when Clark was filmed in a commercial airport before her WNBA debut. Although it wasn't anything extravagant, the video highlighted the extra attention she brings to the league. With this attention comes the need to improve travel conditions for the players, ensuring they are comfortable and can fully focus on their on-court performances. Now let's turn to the comments of one of the biggest names in college basketball, the legendary UConn coach, Gino Auriemma. He recently stated that Caitlin Clark is being targeted by other WNBA players. Auriemma believes that while part of this is the normal difficulty of being a rookie, there is also an element of jealousy involved. Auriemma went further, comparing Clark's situation to the arrival of NBA legends like Michael Jordan, Larry Bird, and Magic Johnson. He emphasized that when these players entered the league and elevated the game, they were not physically targeted just because of who they were and the attention they received. Auriemma's comparison highlights how Clark is facing a different dynamic, where her popularity and immediate impact in the WNBA are generating intense reactions from other players, and it's not just Auriemma's comments that reflect this situation. Charles Barkley and LeBron James have also spoken out in defense of Clark. Barkley called WNBA veterans petty in relation to Clark, while LeBron emphasized that she should be celebrated, not attacked. LeBron was straightforward. This should be celebrated, and it's because of Caitlin Clark. Make no mistake, Caitlin Clark is the reason why many great things are going to happen for the WNBA. After all the discussions and the opinions of prominent sports figures, it seems that the WNBA is taking steps to regulate the situation, starting with the ejection of Angel Reese. In the recent game against the New York Liberty, Reese was ejected following a series of complaints and a hard foul. The match was intense, with both teams competing point by point. During the third quarter, Reese received a technical foul for arguing with the referees, resulting in her second technical foul and subsequent ejection. The reaction was immediate and mixed, with players, coaches, and fans expressing surprise and, in some cases, indignation at the referee's decision. However, the WNBA issued a statement reaffirming its commitment to fair play and player safety. The statement emphasized that the referee's decisions aim to maintain the integrity of the game and protect the athletes from unsportsmanlike behavior. Reese's ejection can be seen as a reflection of a new stance by WNBA referees. Apparently, constant complaints and hard fouls are being dealt with more rigorously. This incident could mark the beginning of a new era in WNBA officiating, where tolerance for unsportsmanlike behavior will be minimal. It is crucial to analyze how this change will affect not only Reese, but all players in the league. Caitlin Clark has been the target of several hard fouls throughout the season, which has sparked many debates about player protection and the referee's stance. Since her debut, Clark has stood out not only for her exceptional talent, but also for attracting a lot of attention from opponents. Unfortunately, this attention often results in unnecessary and aggressive fouls. With Reese's ejection, the WNBA seems to be trying to send a clear message. Excessive complaints and hard fouls will no longer be tolerated. The league is at a critical moment, seeking to balance competitiveness with player safety. The referee's stance regarding Clark might be paving the way for greater on-court protection. It is no coincidence that after several controversial situations involving Clark, referees are adopting a stricter approach. This change in the referee's stance could have several implications for the remainder of the season. Players who are accustomed to a more physical style of play will need to adjust their strategies to avoid fouls and potential ejections. This adaptation could be challenging, but also could elevate the technical level of the games. With the implementation of stricter rules, players will have to focus more on technique and less on brute strength, resulting in a more refined and strategic style of basketball. These were the main news and repercussions of the incident between Carter and Clark, and how it is impacting the WNBA more broadly. We saw Nancy Lieberman's strong opinions, the possible changes in WNBA flights thanks to Caitlin Clark's impact, Gino Auriemma's perspective on the targeting of Clark, and the recent ejection of Angel Reese and its implications. With all this, it is clear that the WNBA is going through a transformative moment. The league is adopting a stricter stance on hard fouls and excessive complaints, aiming to protect its players and maintain the integrity of the game. Caitlin Clark, with her intense playing style and growing influence, is at the center of these changes, helping to shape the future of the league. But I want to know your opinion. Is Nancy right in her criticism? Is the change in the referee's stance positive for the league? Leave your thoughts in the comments, and let's continue this discussion. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell to stay updated. And if you want to keep up with everything happening in the WNBA, check out our other videos on the channel. Thanks for watching and see you next time.